Today we're talking about something that has been invading my mind over the past few months, and that's something that I call the vortex of mirrors. Generally speaking, I believe in a theory that shows that basically every kind of system, and specifically the human mind, which is part of the whole of the world and the universe, is created based on a set of mirroring particles or a set of mirroring components that somehow connect to each other in order to maintain the whole stable. So I'm going to share these things with you, somewhat connecting them to typology in the next few minutes. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's dive in. So basically, the reason why I see this potential connection here with our topic of interest is that it seems to me that no matter how much you look at a system, even those systems that are supposed to describe personality types or just, types of people in general, you will notice that there is some sort of a connection between pairs of elements that are part of that system. So you will look at MBTI or cognitive functions in general, and you will be always noticing that something mirrors something else. You have the pairs of functions like NI-SE or NE-SI and so on and so forth, who work together to create something. But then if you zoom out, you also look at NI versus SI, NE versus SE, FE versus TE, TI versus FI, which also mirror each other and do exactly what the other one doesn't do from the same angle. So if TI and FI both care about similar things, they both look at a similar globe. Remember, we talked about this in the video where we compare these two cognitive functions. So if these two look at the same globe, each and every single one of them does something different. It's as if, you're presented with a ball, and TI is one of the friends that plays with the ball and looks at the ball from one side, whereas FI is the other partner who looks at the ball from the other side, okay? And similarly with all of the other ones, TE and FE care about something similar but look at it from a different angle, and therefore they mirror each other. And SE and NE as well, and NI and SI as well. That's why sometimes people might confuse the energy of NI with the energy of SI and the other way around or whatever. Then again, if we look at the types themselves, we will also notice this potential reflection between the types as a whole. What you find in one type, you will also find in a specific number of types, and this will happen if you turn it the other way around as well. So if you look at one type having one characteristic, you will find it in X other types in the same way, and then if you pick another one, the X will be pretty much the same if you were to choose the same thing from another particle of the category. So there was this kind of fascination with the symmetry of this theory that I've always liked. And similarly, this happens with the Enneagram as well, because all types are interconnected with each other, and every single mental process, every single irrational belief that is basically at the core of the Enneagram type is somewhat reflected in another irrational belief that is created by another Enneagram type. They're all connected to each other. They only make sense when we understand the other side of the coin or the other side of the spectrum as well. And again, there is some sort of symmetry, even though there's 9 elements and not like 16 or 32 or something like that. There's another sort of equilibrium, okay? And I guess this thought process that I have right now was triggered even more by this show that I was watching a few days ago on Netflix, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, where basically the focus was on understanding how everything in the universe is connected and how everything is part of a bigger whole. And the way I visualize this is you give me pieces of connections between things, and I will start seeing the missing parts, as if the system was connected with multiple lines. The lines would be divided into black and gray. Let's say the black ones are the ones that are clear and visible from my perspective right now, whereas the gray ones are the ones that still need to be filled in. We know they're there, we know that we need them in order to understand the whole, but there is some sort of understanding that with more information that we will come across in the future, we will be able to kind of create those things and color them up nicely, I guess. And I feel like this happens with pretty much any system that we look at. And I guess that could be a result of the fact that our mind functions like that. Therefore, we need to project it into the world and understand the world in this way because our mind is created and works in this particular way. Or it could be reversed. It could be the case that this is how things actually are. This is how everything works in the universe. And consequently, because our mind is part of the universe, our mind also works like that. And I guess both of these explanations kind of show that the human mind does indeed work like that. I find it fascinating how everything that we do, we can find mirrored something else. Everything that we think, everything that we feel, we can somehow see a reflection somewhere else. And this also kind of pinpoints the idea that every action that we take, every single thing, no matter how small we do, has an impact in the future and comes as a reflection at some point. If it's a smaller, less impactful action, the reflection will come back faster. Think about, I don't know, turning on the tap, okay? You will see the water coming and reflecting back to you what you wanted. So it's like the action pops out of you, hits something and comes back to you. But if it's something much more complex, part of a much bigger picture, like, I don't know, saying something hurtful to someone, or getting a divorce, or doing something in your family that is very important for multiple people, you might see that the reflection comes back to you after years, or it comes back to someone else in your family after you die. Who knows? But yeah, that was the ramble of the day. I thought I wanted to share these things with you guys. So if any of it makes sense to you, please feel free to share your comments below and just let me know if you have any other interconnected ideas with this. So thanks a lot for watching again. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you actually later this week. I will be doing a collab video with Tori H about attachment styles and how they might connect with our personality types. So see you then.